Hello everyone, welcome to this lecture series on web technologies. This is the first lecture of this series, and in this lecture we would discuss introduction to web technologies and internet basics. The contents that we would cover in this lecture are: we would look at the relevant books, then we would see the internet basics, then IP address assignment, and in the end we would have a look at the domain name extensions. So the relevant books from which the material has been taken are Ivan Barros' Web-Enabled Commercial Application Development using HTML, DHTML, JavaScript, and Big Java K. Horstman. The first topic is Internet Basics. So Internet began in 1969, and it was an experiment where four computer networks were connected, and it was called ARPANET. It was designed by US Defense Department to enable research scientists to communicate. Later there were some organizations like AT&T and Hyundai who converted the world into a global village. By global village we mean that the entire world seems like a mini village, and we have access to every information of the world from our computers. So every computer must have a unique IP address to get connected to the internet so it can be identified. In the diagram we can see that there are four computers that are connected to the internet. Each of them should have a unique IP address, and there should be no IP address conflict between them. Next question that comes to our mind is, who assigns IP addresses? IP address is assigned by an organization. It is a quasi-government organization which is called Network Information Center and is located in USA. It is basically responsible for registering and assigning unique IP addresses to servers and organizations wishing to manage networks which will be a part of internet in the future. So unique IP addresses, they point to unique computer connected to the internet. As you can see in the figure that there's a computer with a specific IP address and it's connecting to the internet. It is accessing the website Facebook. So it will have a unique IP address, and this IP address would also help in tracking the computer which is connecting to the Facebook server. So virtual domains are identified by the name, and all domain must be registered with the NIC, which is Network Information Center. So what do we mean by that all virtual domain names should be unique? We mean that the name Facebook that is here, it is unique. There can not be any other website which has the name Facebook. Internet started with experimental setup of four computer networks. Later, some organizations such as the AT&T, Hyundai, and British Telecom, they set up large networks so that they could help individuals and organizations to access various services such as web hosting, email, and e-commerce. Their main purpose was to maintain, monitor, and expand the network. Internet used to go from the network to the ISP through the gateway. An ISP offered the content to its client. A good example of ISP would be BSNL or Airtel, and the ones who use the services are known as the clients. There were some MNCs who were using a very large bandwidth, so they got directly connected through the gateway to the networks. So this was the way how internet was formed. Next topic is client server interaction. We would see this with the help of an example. Here the client is any laptop, tablet, or a mobile which is accessing a server. Here it is accessing the website Facebook, so it is accessing Facebook server. So now the next question comes, what is a server? Server basically refers to a physical machine which is present, and it is simply a computer that is used to run a server software. and it has a lot of memory. So have you ever thought that the amount of videos or the photographs that you have, where it is being stored? It is being stored on the Facebook server. So Facebook server has large amount of memory. So this is a snapshot of the server, how it might look. And one important point to note here is that server will have a permanent IP address. So the Facebook server will have a permanent IP address. Normally what happens is when our machines connect to the internet, sometimes dynamic IPs are allocated to the machine. But in case of servers, servers will always have permanent IP addresses. And this point is very important. And now it comes, what is a web server? Actually, web server is a software that runs on the server and responds to client request. This means when I request a specific web page from the server, it should respond me with the web page that I have requested. For example, if I want the profile page, the client, that means my laptop, will send a request to Facebook that it needs to access the profile page, and it would respond with the profile page. So this is how client and server interacts. Client request and server supplies the requested web pages. So it says that clients are computer that read the information offered or request information. So either we are requesting some information and then we are getting some response from the server and then we are accepting the response. The next topic that we would discuss is domain name extensions. So as the number of domain registrations grew, so NIC segregated domains according to the services provided by the domain. This means that we have a domain name, that is Facebook, but then we have also added .com to it. Why this has been added is this extension to the domain name indicates the kind of services they provide. So there is a NIC root server, and you might have heard about edu, .com, .in. So .edu are the servers that provide educational services. .gov are the servers that provide information about the government of a country. .org are the servers that provide information about the organizations in the world. And .com servers provide commercial services on the internet. So we would see some examples. If you open the Stanford University website, it is stanford.edu because it's a educational institute, because this is a server that is providing some educational services. Next, if you open the website of Ministry of Home Affairs, you would see GOV. By GOV you mean that it is providing information about the government of the country. And if you open the website Flipkart, you would see flipkart.com. So Flipkart is the name and .com is the domain extension, which indicates that this provides some commercial services on the internet. So this brings us to the end of the lecture. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.